We've just had 4 really badly injured locals come to us. About 15 minutes ago we heard 2 bangs down the road there, and basically what's happened is that the Taliban during the night set several roadside bombs near an Afghan police checkpoint to try and get the police, or to get us, on our way out. And they've gone off on civilian vehicles. 8 civilians are dead, and obviously we've got 4 here, 2 of which are children. All the injuries here are looking pretty bad, so we're giving them the best treatment we can here. We've called in a helicopter to land where it did the other day to pick them up and take them back to Camp Bastion so they can go to the field hospital there and get the best treatment they can.
The Taliban are responsible for 80% of all civilian casualties in this conflict, as they use indiscriminate IEDs and fight from amongst innocent civilians. It turned out that in this case, they had laid bombs on every possible route that we might take out of the area, regardless of how many civilians use the roads, and these bombs had gone off on a minibus full of locals on their way to work that day. This boy had a large piece of shrapnel in his abdomen. He later died. Before long, an American Black Hawk and a British Sea King helicopter appear, and the wounded civilians are loaded onto them. They are taken straight to the field hospital in Camp Bastion. We then prepare to move back to our base in Lashkar, which is the capital of Helmand Province. The surge operation had finished.
Okay, well that's us now moving back to Lashkar. The op went well. I think we pretty much achieved what we wanted to achieve. It was very busy.
At our level, it was difficult at the time to see how successful we had been, and the effect our operation had had on the surrounding area. A few days later, I was able to speak to Lieutenant Colonel Doug Chalmers, who is in command of the battle group that the Estonian company are part of.
What they achieved up there was, by sitting on the enemy lines of communication, they stopped them resupplying the element that had come down and was threatening Lashkar. And that appeared to have worked. In fact, the threat reporting at that stage had gone down. Where we were worried about RPG attacks and IDF attacks, that has gone away. And what we have left now is the constant threat against Lashkar, which has normally been suicide attack.
Colonel Chalmers was also full of praise for the Estonian soldiers.
I've got a great honour of having the Estonian company under command. And of all the companies I have under command, the Estonians, have to admit, they're a very close-knit bunch. They are very well equipped, and they're probably the most mobile element I've got in terms of vehicles and their ability to move with integral mortars and logistics support. I use them very much in that way. They are my surge force, and I bounce them really from one area I want them to have an effect to another. And it's been a real pleasure working with them, I have to admit.
The operation had been a success. Despite having under 150 soldiers in Afghanistan, the soldiers from Estonia are making a significant and valuable contribution here in Helmand Province. The guys now had a couple of days to rest in Lashkar before heading out on their next operation. As we've seen over the past few days, the business of fighting an insurgency is tough and dangerous, but helping Afghan authorities push the Taliban back from villages like the ones around Nadi Ali is a critical first step in bringing peace and stability back to the region. It's a job that these Estonians are committed to achieving. This is Josh Fortune for the NATO channel, Helmand Province.